Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to episode 2 of Out on a Limb.
Yes, welcome to episode 2 of Out on a Limb.
It's taken us a wee while to get to episode 2.
Yeah, we probably filmed the first one 2 months ago.
No, it must have been... Well, yeah, because it was like the end of February, wasn't it?
Yeah, 21st or something.
And then it went live on the 1st of March.
Yeah, and now this is the 1st of May.
We're girls doing a podcast about stand-up comedy. We're funny. It's Out on a Limb.
We're
But
episode
that's
2.
fine. We've been busy. Like, I think so. It's been... I suppose in a way it's good that we've had other things to do and, like, not had the time to dedicate to the podcast.
Yes, I love that we're just justifying it right before we've even, before anyone's critiqued us
I know.
for it, we're just like...
I think I'm justifying it to you. I think you've said to me about British, let's put it
Was
on
that-
the podcast. And I'm like, I'm too
tired.
overwhelmed.
It has been pretty, and amongst all of the other 25,000 things that you do in your life, to then also be doing comedy 3 times a week on top of that.
Well,
you get
that's
kinda
what
knackered.
me and Chris were talking about the other day. Like, I would literally get up in the morning, go to work till maybe 5 or 6 at night, come home, go for a nap,
Yeah,
because I'm a baby,
fair.
and then that would be me for the rest of the night. I would maybe occasionally do something else if I had other plans, but
Yeah.
now I'm out, almost every night. It's tiring. It gets tiring, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Because I'll just leave straight for work, try to get into Glasgow for gigs at 7 o'clock, and you're like,
And it's the no getting dinner,
yeah,
and then the gigs don't finish till maybe 11, half 11 at night.
aye, and you don't want to just leave.
No,
I hate leaving. I've only maybe left 3 or 4 gigs or something
aye,
after I've finished,
yeah.
and I usually try and stay till at least to the end of the section or whatever.
Aye, yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
I wouldn't just leave right after my own set. I
Yeah.
would wait till the break.
And then I'm
Then
driving
I'll,
up the road I'm so tired.
That's how I always ask, can I go on just before the break? I'm not joking.
Just I just want to get it done.
I felt really bad. So we done James's night.
Mhm.
What's a wing docks?
What's a wing dock?
What's a wing
It's
dock?
St. Luke's.
St. Luke's.
Yeah. St. Luke's.
So we both done that, and that night was one of the nights that I just was I felt like I just had hit a wall that night,
Yeah.
and I just had to leave after it.
You
I
zoom
just,
out.
yeah,
Did you leave right after you came off?
yeah, pretty
Was-
much. I hung about a little bit, just because I didn't want to go without saying bye to James
Aye.
and saying thanks for
Aye,
involving
you
me.
waited to the break for sure.
Yeah, I waited till the break, because it was me then. Somebody was the one after me. I can't remember who.
Lucha? No, he was
No,
way
he was
later.
on later on. I never got to see Lucha.
It was a really good night though. Kudos to James.
It was busy.
It was really busy. It was absolutely packed. The crowd took a wee while to warm up, but
Yeah.
once they were warm, they were pretty good.
I think that's sometimes again it's a hit or a miss when you go on, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I had asked James to put me on early because I kind of wanted to go early because I knew I was kind of at that point, and so I got put on in the first section, and therefore it took a while for the
Sorry, me and mic stands. I just ruin everything with mic stands, don't I? On stage, in the middle of my set, just pause, move the mic stand out the way, and then continue talking.
I was wondering what it was you were trying to do it.
I was trying to bend it up a bit. I mean, I can bend it. It's fine, but
Aye,
it's just
boom it a bit.
yeah.
There
I
you
just
Sorted.
I
Sorry.
just was annoyed when it didn't work. So
It's quite a shit mic stand, I will say.
It's got that
It's very flimsy.
It's clunky in design.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
also, how
sleek.
can it be clunky and flimsy? That's is that no an
No,
oxymoron?
clunky
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm quite clunky. And flimsy as well.
yeah. Yeah, see, an oxymoron.
I'm like a walking oxymoron, and that's part of my set when I talk about my long limbs, but also I'm quite small. How does that happen?
That's true. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all. Apparently, do you know something? Right, totally going off topic. So
It's fine, we haven't even properly started. We just went in.
I think this is all good stuff though.
Yeah, top quality.
Right, so when they done my height and they told me, oh, you're quite small for your age and stuff, but I'm actually average height sitting down.
I'm really tall, but I'm actually quite average sitting down.
How weird is that?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I'm up on my feet right now. But, like sitting down. Yeah, you're short, and there we go. But like, there's
We're
not.
kinda same height.
Given there's this much between us, like there's a foot in height between us, and there's only like 6
Yeah.
inches maybe. It's kind of.
I just need to stay sitting down for the rest of my life, which I'm quite happy
Yeah.
about, actually.
Yeah, that's fine. That suits you. Your body is built for that.
My body is built for just sitting down, definitely. But no, so yeah, so it was a good night. I just was absolutely shafted. So yeah, I was like, didn't really want to just go and not say bye to him. Just I said bye to people that were standing in my immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
But to try and go through everybody and go away backstage, and then if I came and said bye to you, I would bump into somebody else,
And it'd be
and
like-
then it would. I hate all that. I hate even see like at a party going and having to say goodbye to
Yeah.
everybody. No, I just leave.
I just stand at the door and go, everyone, I'm leaving. Bye.
That's like fair. At least that's like I always let some know I'm left.
Aye.
So there's no just a case of where the Jackie go.
Aye, and you're like, is she crying in the bathroom?
Why would you assume that? I
That's-
probably would be though.
That's what I assume anyone is doing when they're like disappear suddenly at a party, probably because of my own experience of doing that.
I found a photo actually. It was like a Facebook memory. Oh my god! I just had to yawn. Sorry. And it was from we went to this house party, and it was like the burlesque crew, the burlesque industry, people that were like having this party, and it was me, Roxy Stardust, Tootsie Annie, and then David, who is Lily Minogue, a drag queen,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
I know
Kirsty.
Lily Minogue.
Oh my god, I forgot Kirsty's. I think it's Tallulah Bell. I might be wrong with that, but I think it's like so. It was us all right, and I got steaming and was convinced somehow that Roxy was trying to get off with Chris, and I went into a total like meltdown about this, right? Because I was sitting like me two were just chatting and having a pure laugh, and I was pure sitting getting steaming and going into myself, and then there's this picture of us on the couch, and they're all pure smiling and laughing, and like somebody must have taken like 3 pictures in the first one. I'm like. And the second one, I'm like, and it's like a pure like sequence of me like getting into tears, and it's such a good picture. I had it as my cover photo on Facebook pages. It was like this pure like I looked alright 1 minute, and then it was like just a sequence of me ended up pure absolutely like Greek magic.
I had a cover photo for a while, which was I used to be in a band with my best mates, and so my best mate Ariel, and she standing there playing bass, and I'd filmed it all. And I just stopped at a random point and realised she's standing there playing the bass like this. And
You're
it's
having
like
an existential crisis.
yeah, and I like zoom it closer and closer to her face, and it's just, I can't remember the exact thing I put under about it, but it was just like it was like existential crisis intensifies. She's just like, boh.
That picture you put up that Fergus put up for you if you open source, that was
So
not a good
offensive.
picture.
I was like, that does not look like me. That is,
Your eyes are pure rose up the back of your head.
I'm literally like I know I'm overweight, right? But I'm not literally a pig. I looked like a literal. I had 85 chins. My nose was like this. I had the wee piggy eyes. I was like, who is this?
That's like Chris is the worst person at giving compliments ever, right? And Chris was trying to give you a compliment by
And
saying,
he called me a whale.
that's what I said to him. I goes, do not say that to Katie. I was like, no, it's black and white. Like I thought she was going to make a callback to the orca thing, and I was like, Chris, do not say that to Katie. Like,
I realised we probably said that in the wrong order there, but it was that I was wearing a black and white jumper, and I have jokes about orcas in my set because my set's so relatable. And Chris thought the two were related, and Jackie said, "Don't go call Katie a whale."
pretty much exactly.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
Do I do that
It's
on
out on the
stage?
way.
Do I do that on stage? See if I don't get any reaction to something I think's funny, like the John Wick one. Like if it's something that somebody needs a reference to get,
Yeah.
then I'll go. It's funny because of this. That's the joke, and then everybody laughs at
Well, that was the thing
bit.
because I had never seen John Wick. Chris had to
Yeah.
explain it to me.
It's brilliant. Joe wielding a couple of narwhals because it's got like 2 guns.
Yeah, Chris, he's like, what Kate says is just exactly it, exactly. But yeah. So what else have we been up to? I'm going to try this chocolate that you
Okay.
put to out.
I mean, this is not going to be a common theme of
ASMR.
It's not going to be a common theme of we are
It's chocolate.
trying foods every time, but
Out on a limb.
That's well sexy. Oh my god, you've just moved the
Sorry.
whole setup.
I'm sorry. I didn't know my own strength.
That's very good.
My legs might be fucked, but they're strong.
That's like Aldi vanilla white chocolate. And this stuff, the Mosser Roth stuff, is
Did
like
you say
basic.
Aldi?
Yeah, it's basically Lint.
I love
like
Aldi's chocolate.
Yeah, it's because it comes out the same shop, like same factory.
Really?
I know somebody who does it. I can't remember what the somebody is who does it, but I know somebody who does it. You know that, like, when you've got kind of like an outside friend who's like someone you see every now and again, but like you're not close or anything,
Yeah.
and you know a fact about something, you're like, it's someone in that group of people, but I couldn't tell you which one. You're not important enough to commit to memory.
My memory's shocking lately. I remember I used to have problems with my memory.
I used to have an amazing memory.
Now it's absolutely shocking.
I can recite like all 3 Pirates of the Caribbeans, but like I can't remember my 5-minute set. I don't get it.
That is the relatable.
I've not had a gig in about a week, and you can tell because my arm is clean. This is just
Did
us
it
having
take
a gig.
long to get it off?
I don't try and get it off because I'm like, I'm probably gonna have a gig soon. I might as well
Just
keep
leave it.
there.
And then you go to look at your arm and it's like smudged.
I just like cross out different bits depending on whether or not I'm doing a 5 or a 10.
I hate doing a 5 now. Like,
You're like, that's
because
like
I've,
3
like-
jokes.
I feel as if like, oh my god, jokes don't get to be said because the setups are so long sometimes
Yeah.
that I can't not say that joke because it's going to blah blah blah.
That's what I mean. 5 minutes is like 3 jokes. It's like you've got 3
Pretty much.
sections in that, like, because you've got to give like 20 seconds for laughter per minute, effectively, of talking, and then you've got like the setup to the joke is probably like 20-30 seconds in itself.
Yeah, and then if they laugh,
Yeah.
which is the hope.
Yeah, which is what you're aiming for. So it's like 10 seconds a joke, and everything else is just. So you get like literally 50 seconds of actual
Yeah.
making the joke.
So what gigs have you got coming up? Have you got anything coming up?
That's for the end of the show, Jackie.
Oh, sorry.
There's a structure here.
Can you not edit it round?
I could, but that's asking a lot. I mean, that's a.
Well, come on.
Right.
I'm going,
So
how committed are you to this?
It's called. There's a phrase in the audio industry called "fix it in the mix," and
Fix it in the mix.
it's like people go like they play it wrong and they put like their shit basically, and they can't play it or they can't sing it all in one take. And they go, oh, can we just fix it in the mix? And it's like, oh, can you just fucking do it right the first time?
Right, so you're literally saying to me, Jackie, do it right the fucking first time.
Yes.
So talk about then our comedy festival show.
Yes, that is the next thing. Seeing as that portion was called the catch up, and I think we caught up well.
I think we did.
I don't know if we actually talked about a lot of the gigs we've been doing recently, but yeah, let's just talk.
We
about
did. We talked about James's gig.
That's true. That was a good gig.
That's all that I can remember.
No, we did.
Maybe don't put that on.
No, I did. We did Open Sauce. Did James's gig. Did. You're
You
right.
did Terence?
This is hard. Yeah, I did Tenants recently, which was really funny because it was just like 20 comedians and 2 audience members.
I sometimes enjoy those nights. Like one of my favourite gigs to do is Junkyard because
It's very quiet.
small, it's intimate. Okay.
Intimate, yes.
But those 2 guys that come all the time, like they're there every. I don't know if they're like pals with John or what, but yeah, they're like the same 2 guys that are there all the time, and they laugh like, or well, one of them at least laughs like at everything you say, and I'm like, you're my favourite person.
I've never seen them at one of John's nights. I've not been to John's nights actually, so I've never.
That might be
I
why.
don't think I've seen them. Sorry, is what I meant. But no, whenever I've done it with Ian, it's always been like a really random bunch of people doing buzzwords.
Oh yeah, I've not done that yet. I think I'm booked to do that though.
It's a fun format.
Yeah.
Especially if you have people like in the audience, and if you look at what Ian does, like you would think it would be really obvious things that he would pick, but he doesn't. He picks really random stuff, and actually so much of it comes up. Like chickens was on one, and I was like, well, you're gonna love this.
Oh, that's funny. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if do you think he listens to your set? No, like
No,
No, he just picks
I
random.
think he just
That's
mix them up.
hilarious. Imagine no words come up.
And then the bar doesn't need to give out any drinks.
Okay, so somebody wins a line or a house or whatever, they give out
Aye.
drinks.
As you get like, I think you get like a shot and then a couple of drinks if you get a line or full house or something. I don't know. It goes up and then it's like a voucher for the top. It's good format. And then what I did because we've got a lot of time to talk about. Actually, we did a lot of gigs throughout March.
Yeah, we did.
So I did one at Tenants that was politics. Basically, it was like called Political Brunch.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And I kind of said I thought you would have done like really well at that.
It was good because it's like you're not doing your jokes. Like Peter Bell was there and he had stacks and stacks of jokes written up like for him to like relating to the topics and stuff. I'd only wrote some stuff the night before, but Peter's experienced he's got a really good repertoire of stuff, so he was able to put out quite a lot, which was really good. But it was really just a big conversation about like audience gets involved and like what we thought, like the royal family and like independence and stuff and all these stuff. It was actually a really interesting show. And then Attendance does a lot of weird ones. Like there's that one with Robin Zatina, I think his name is. He's doing the Dungeons and Dragons one.
Oh yeah, I've seen him posting about that.
Yeah.
So is it like themed night? Is that like?
So it's just a bunch of comics play Dungeons and Dragons and people watch.
That...
But Dungeons and Dragons is so fun. If you've ever talked to anybody who plays Dungeons and Dragons, they'll be telling you a story, and when you're imagining the story, it's like, and they're like coursing down a river and they're approaching a waterfall, and then there's a big like giant troll at the end of it, and like the way they describe it, and then John swept down with his massive sword or whatever, and they tell you this epic fantasy tale. You're like, that sounds so cool, and then you realise they're actually all just sitting in their living room rolling dice. And I play it, it's so much fun, but it's like, and it's really immersive, but it's so immersive that it sounds so convincing, and like it's cool. It's a very fun game. Sounds lame, but it's fun.
I've never played it, and I've never had the real gumption to.
It requires someone to actually be kind of trained in it, to be the dungeon master, the person who like
Dungeon master,
like the person who guides the game.
Yeah,
they need to have a lot of like quite an extensive knowledge, so it's quite hard to get a game together.
Yeah, I think it's a lot bigger in America and stuff like that, isn't it? Like,
I think it's big everywhere. It's just like it's always people who are underground who do it. Underground, like
trolls.
Nerdy, yeah. Nerdy people who like to hang out in the house and play board games.
I mean, it sounds up my street like that. Like,
good,
I don't like to leave the house.
No, that's pretty much it. It was good though. That was a segue.
It was a segue. That's all right though. It's fine.
What other shows did you do through the festival? I can't remember.
I can't fucking remember. What did I do? I done the Panopticon. It was good to be able to say you've been on the same stage as Stan Laurel.
Yeah.
Is always good. It was freezing though. I remember Kavita saying like wear a jumper, wear a jacket.
We were talking about it when we were recording.
That was where I was going that night. Yeah. Well, I mean, I left there and like when we recorded the last time, and I drove round to the Panopticon, parked my car, just went to get out the car, and then realised that I'd left all the heaters on in the salon, and I couldn't leave it. Like, I mean, I could have probably left it until after the show, but I can't remember if I was going somewhere. I was going to Chris's gig, like I was meeting Chris after it as well. So I then had to go all the way back to the salon. So the Panopticon's down like Trongate, and I had to drive all the way back up to like Hope Street to go in and turn all the heaters on.
Which is so short, but in a car is like...
It's such a... It's all the traffic lights and everything, and the one-way systems. I ended up going through a bus gate. I didn't even care. There's that many bus gates in Glasgow now as well that it's like... And there's going to be putting more in and all. It's like driving me mental.
Yeah.
But I'd done that. What else did I do? And then I don't actually think I'd done as many as you did. You did quite a few before the festival. I was trying to pace myself a little bit. But then obviously we had the show and it was the 2 nights, and I think it went really well, didn't it?
Yes. Now we can go on to that. That's fair. Segue. Long segue. Yeah, I think. I mean, we're all professional comics now. We've all made money off it.
We all have. We've all had our like. We've well. I think we've done well. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
think we did really well.
I was quite happy with how, like, I mean, it wasn't about the money, obviously, but it was nice to get a wee bit of something, and I think that, I think it definitely opens your eyes to how you run a gig, like,
Yeah.
and how all the things that are involved in running a gig, and then even in terms of making sure you make your money back, like, on
Yeah.
anything you've spent, like, it definitely, I mean, for people who don't know, so, my boyfriend Chris runs a comedy magic burlesque night, and he's been doing that for the last like 13 years, 12, 13 years, and it definitely gives me more of a like, like, it's actually quite a lot, because like a lot of like comedy nights and stuff that we'll go to, like, it'll be the bar or the venue that's kind of footing up money for it,
Yeah.
but with Chris it's like out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
And it's like, it definitely makes me go, God, no wonder he gets so like
Stressed
stressed
about it.
out and nervous and whatever else, because you're going, fuck, am I going to make money back? Do you know what I mean? And it definitely teaches you lessons as well. Like, I think that the Admiral Bar was the ideal venue to have it in. It was just a nice
cozy.
size.
It was great. We ended up staying there like the first night. We ended up staying there till like 1 a.m. So it
Did
was.
you?
Yeah, we went
Upstairs?
out late. Yeah,
It's a good, I mean,
it was a good bar.
the old Admiral, like, we miss it, man. Like, I miss the old Admiral was even better. Like, it's still the Admiral. Like, all the staff and stuff are the same,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't feel the same as the old Admiral. But I mean, it was absolutely heaving up the stairs though,
Yeah.
because like Chris had went up to try and see if he could get some people to come down. Like, and I think a couple of people came down, didn't they, and bought tickets.
Yeah, but I don't think it was people you actually talked to. I think people
Really?
just saw saw the flyers sitting about. But I think we sold near enough 60 tickets or something,
I
didn't we?
think it was
For the
66
2
all in
nights. Yeah.
over the two, yeah.
And the room was full at that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think if you'd have got like any more people in, it would have maybe looked a bit crowded. Like, it
Yeah.
would have been a bit like over the top.
Uncomfortable,
Yeah,
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
But
because it was people were pretty squished together
Yeah.
at that.
no, it was good. Like, and I think though it was weird. I don't know what you feel, but I kind of thought, so the Friday night was a little bit quieter than the Saturday night, and I thought that the Saturday night was going to be much better. I was like, oh, Friday night's going to be the test run, and then
Yeah.
for the Saturday
Because
night
we were talking about cancelling the Friday because we were that afraid that it wasn't gonna sell. We thought we were like 3 tickets about 2 weeks before the show.
I know that was bad. That was bad. We'll not go into all the reasons for why that happened, but it was bad, man. But
I think everyone had that in the festival though.
it
Everyone
seems
was
to me-
panicking about it.
it seems to be that everybody struggled. But yeah, it ended up to me with a quieter night was actually, I felt like the audience were much, it was all your kind of family and pals that came, and Craig and stuff like that
On
came,
the Friday,
and they were all like mad up for it.
yeah.
I apparently got to the toilet now. I feel so I kind of stop though. Can we stop?
You can stop and go to the toilet, yeah.
But yeah, so the comedy festival shows. So yeah, the Friday night, I felt as though the audience were much more up for it than the Saturday night audience were, and I think we all were better on the Friday night as well.
Yeah, I was raging that I didn't record
Me
that on
too.
the Friday because I was like, I was so.
I don't know why
funny
I
on the
didn't.
Friday. I was just stupid.
I don't know why I never like.
We
It's
recorded
so
every other
annoying.
one. Yeah.
It's so annoying, because even like so when I made the kind of joke about it being shit to go out with a magician, that joke went down so well on the Friday night. It
Yeah.
didn't quite go down as well on the Saturday. I mean, it still got a laugh. Like, I mean, it's dead funny how like when you tell people, you always feel as if you need to say it. I mean, it still got a laugh because like when you say, oh, it didn't go down as well, it makes it sound as if, oh, it must have died, but
No, I didn't die.
nothing died. Like, but it was like, it's just different, because actually the video for the Saturday night, I've been using that as like something I'm sending to
Aye,
people, and
yeah.
it's getting good reactions. So it's like only me that notices that it wasn't as good as the Friday
Yeah.
night. Do you know what I mean?
But that was because the Friday night was just so excellent, because it was like we had, so everyone in the audience, I think, I've got peanuts dust all over my face. Everyone in the audience was like my people, I think, with the exception of like 7 or 8 folk, which is quite a lot, who were just randoms off the street. I think we probably sold about 16. Well, actually, no, because the Saturday night was mostly randoms, wasn't it?
It was what I had. So a few of my pals were coming, and one of them, it was a shame because she was going to pick her mum up after it, but because the show didn't start till later.
Yeah.
Now we were waiting and loads of people coming. This is the thing as well, like, no harm to audience members, right? But see if you're going to go see a comedy show and it tells you that it starts at
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, fucking be there for 8 o'clock. Like,
be there for 1:45. Get your seat.
Get your seat. Like, it was. So we ended up, we never started the show till like 8:30, 8:45.
We definitely delayed at least like half an hour for both shows because people were just so.
Because we had to do the same on the Friday night because your dad and that was running late, remember? But
there was like traffic issues, which you can kind of like forgive, and you go, right, we'll push the show back.
It's fine when it's only 2 people, but it's when it's like, it was almost the whole of the audience wasn't there.
Yeah.
We couldn't have started.
There was people who showed up for one of them. They showed up after the show would have been finished. Like if it hadn't like ran on, because Tony landed up doing longer. And they were there, I think, maybe even to see him, and they literally
turned up
showed
at the break, and I was like,
we
"Can
would
I
have
help?"
been done by now.
We would have been done, 100%. And then the two of them sat with their faces tripping them the whole night. Is it?
I saw one of them go like a full like visual. I was like, my God, do you not know your face is doing that?
Hopefully they're not watching this.
I know. No, I mean, one of them was fine. It was only that one particular one.
Well, I thought that because halfway through she left. I think she
gone.
just went out for a fact. I thought she was gone. I thought she was not coming back, but she came back.
Yeah, midway through someone's set.
She did stand up the back though until.
Yeah, until.
So fair, we'll give her that. But it was. I think it's a shame because the door in that was quite noisy.
It was everything.
Who was
noisy.
it? It was Tony. Kept opening the door, and I was like, "What are you doing, Tony?"
I could see you just at the side, just like.
I was like, "What are you doing?" And then the more he tried to like be quiet with the door, the more fucking noisy he was being. I was like, Tony, stop fucking touching the door.
Will went to the toilet halfway through. It was just while Chris was talking, I think, but went halfway through, and you could just hear. It wasn't his fault, but you could just hear the flush of the toilet so loud.
It's by the way, you don't mean you're in the toilet. You don't realise that it's emanating. No.
Yeah, emanating.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like it's fucking emanating out to the fucking masses.
The whole room can hear the flush.
If there was a story I heard about, so now in Japan they've got these toilets that are see-through, and then it's supposed to be that when you lock the door,
it goes black.
You lock the door and it goes like frosted.
Yeah.
So this guy went into the toilet and thought, this is dead weird. I mean, it must just be a thing here. He's like, well, there's no point in locking the door because everybody can see me anyway. So he just didn't lock the door. And he got arrested for it because obviously you're still supposed to lock it.
He's flashing.
Aye, basically, aye.
That's horrendous.
I would still be like,
to lock it or something.
I don't even like train toilets for that reason. Like, I've only ever been in a train toilet once in my life, and it's like it gives me the total fear.
It's horrible. I hate it.
I don't like it.
Pure shaking.
Although when we went to London recently for Chris's birthday, it was just one of those really small like boutique hotels. So like the room was like, I mean, the full bedroom was smaller than this living room. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like tiny. It really only had like a bed and a shower and a toilet. That was all it had. Like there was no wee fancy stuff. Yeah. But it was actually dead nice though. It was like a nice enough hotel. But the toilet and shower area was like that frost. It was meant to be frosted glass, but you could still see the shadow of the person in the toilet. And I was like, this is, I mean, I've been with Chris for 10 years. It's not really how I want to see him. Like, do you know what I mean? And where the panes of glass were like meeting, there was wee gaps. So you could just see through the gap. It was horrible.
I don't need to see. I don't need to see that in that context.
I do not need to see it. And also, like, it'd be that way if anyone done anything smelly in the toilet. There was no way there'd be any disguise. It would just emanate through your brain. And there was no windows or anything, so it was like there would be you would just need to die.
That's just horrendous.
Horrendous.
Actually horrendous.
But yeah, so no, it went well, and I think that.
Yeah, sorry, Will, we're not judging you for going to the toilet.
I know, Will, you're allowed to go to the toilet. Please don't hold the toilet and give yourself bladder infection. But yeah, it's so funny though. Like I think it was tough because it was a small room. Like it's not a room that was set up for comedy.
No.
So I think
but you
that
did well with that. I think.
I think I did. Like, I'll take that. I mean, I think the thing was like, and this is why the only reason I'd done the comedy festival so early on in my comedy inverted commas career, is because the guys at the Admiral are amazing with us, and you know it was like, I mean, they
We were
gave
the
us
only show there.
yeah.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that, so they used to, in the old Admiral Bar, they used to very often have lots of comedy shows in there. It was a room that people used a lot. And have you ever heard of a night called the Bright Club?
No, I don't think so.
It's like one of these kind of like, it's like a social society type thing, but they have different like topics that they talk about. So they have like maybe 1 month they'll talk about like science, and it'll be like, so there's loads of different things they'll talk about, and you can just go along and watch, and they normally have like kind of a comedy element to it as well. So they have things like that on in the old Admiral, and also like Billy Connolly like played in the old Admiral and all that. So in the old place they used to have a lot of things on during the comedy festival, but because they've only recently moved, I think they just decided no, because it's such a small space as well.
Yeah, it's not set up for it the same.
Aye, but I think that all the wee added touches that we done, like the wee sparkly curtain thing.
Aye.
What's it called?
A star cloth.
Star cloth. The sparkly curtain.
Sparkly curtain is fine.
I think so. Sparkly curtain, even though it doesn't actually sparkle, it's just lights. But the sparkly curtain and stuff all just added to it.
Yeah.
I think.
It felt like when you were sitting, like if you look at the video and that, it's like, it's a comedy show. It looks like a small comedy show.
Yeah, that I agree, 100%. Okay, maybe we didn't have a stage and that, but I don't really think we needed it.
No,
really.
it didn't actually feel like that bad. It was quite intimate. It was fun when my friends were there, because it was just like, Chris was an absolutely amazing host, and just
He done well, didn't he?
really like interacted with everyone, called everyone out. Like, it was so funny. And then they were all messing about with him. Like, I have two pals that are ginger but aren't related. They're pretending to be siblings, like, but one of them wasn't in on the joke, and it was just like,
Is that the lassies that got given the plastic cups?
no, actually that was separate folk, but it was Jess and Stu who
Right.
you'd met, and they were like, because Craig was in the middle, and she was going like, oh, that's my brother, and that he goes, is this your boyfriend? And then at the back of the room you just go, that's Craig.
It's Kate's boyfriend.
It was so funny. So it was just really good interaction.
I think that was what, I think it gave that like feeling of where heckling was allowed a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's nights you go to that are like that, like
because it's never negative. It's not like somebody's trying to take somebody down. It's just
it
a
was.
laugh.
We went to this is one of my favourite jokes I've ever made in my life, right? So we went to this comedy show years ago, dead small, dead intimate. Chris was on the bill, and somebody got up to do one of these tricks, and the guy said something about how he got held at knife point or something like that, and the guy says, I mean, he said something like, well, you know, your day's going bad when you know somebody's got a knife, and Chris goes, is it ever a good time for somebody to have a knife? And I shouted out, when somebody's got a cheese board.
It's just true.
And it's so just true. And Chris was like, is there ever a good time for somebody with a knife? I goes, when somebody's got a cheese board. And the whole place just couldn't move a laugh. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, that's it. My stand-up comedy career begins today.
Literally. But sometimes those wee gigs like that are just great, because things like that just are wee magic moments like that happen, like, and just things present themselves to you, like the two people that did have the plastic cups. So these two people had plastic cups, and Chris said to them, what's the deal with the plastic cups? And they're like, oh, that's just what they gave us. They said they weren't allowed glasses on the stairs, but literally everybody else had glasses apart from these two.
It's like they saw you coming, like.
I literally, like, so I've had just wee things like that, like, and that's where as well, when you watch somebody, like, you know, of any of the people that are like, who we, that was my belly, did you hear that there?
That was loud. I bet you they heard that there.
I've actually not I've not had any breakfast yet or lunch, so I'm going to get something when I finish. But yeah, so when you look at any of the people that we kind of look up to, they're just like magnificent at stuff like that. Like how they just see things and it just connects, and they just, you know, it's how do they have the time for their brain to like.
I've
you know?
found though, like even just in the 6-7 months, however long it's been, 6 months that we've been doing this, even when I'm just interacting with other people, my wit has got so much quicker.
Yeah, okay.
Just you're practicing it all the time, and you just make jokes. It's like really funny standing about with comedians because it's just joke, joke, like everybody hitting off each other.
You're in funny mode as well.
Yeah, and it that. I think that's what it is. It's just folk trained for years of doing it. Like they get so.
What you'll find as well though is that like, so like sometimes you'll meet people that are comedians, and because they're maybe outside comedy, so if you maybe meet them somewhere, let's say you're in Tesco and you meet one of them, because they're not in funny mode, they're actually not as funny in real life, or you'll say a joke to them and they won't get it, but it's like, because it's like, you know what I mean, like what, like I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, that's me. No any of my animals about as well. I was gonna say manimals there.
Manimals. Just me.
I might sneeze again. I normally sneeze about 20 times in a row.
I'm just gonna talk for a wee bit then. Well, I just realised it was the 24th, not the 21st of February, but the 24th. I've got it written down.
You got it written down?
I do.
You were good at the guess though. The 21st of February was a good, like, guess.
But yeah, the thing I think I was going to say was when I was doing the Wing Docs, which just, I don't know, I got up on stage and I went, "Hi everyone," and I went, "Hi, I'm Katie," and at the back of the room someone went, "Hi Katie," and I went, "Hi Mum," and then went, "Oh, she's dead." And then I went, "I'm sorry, I need to pee," and I just started off on such a weird foot for me. It was just so chaotic, and it was like they were a wee bit unsure, like still laughing, but not like getting big laughs for jokes that usually get big laughs, especially in a big room. And then I just like, at a certain point I went, "Guys, you gotta get on board with me."
Yeah.
I just said, "You've gotta get on board with it. It's dark, it's funny, it's okay to laugh." And from that point on, everyone was just like right into it. But I did my bit where I like asked the audience, "Anyone here have a favourite animal?" Dead silence. I say my bit of like, "Come on, we're all I know you're thinking we're all adults. Who the fuck has a favourite animal? Don't lie to yourselves."
Yeah.
Just shout one out. And I had a few people shout them out. And I went and did my wrong bit, and then someone else started, and I'm like, "This is not a guessing game." And everyone's just shouting out, and this guy at the back was shouting, and I just went, "No, be quiet, you're wrong, okay? I am not losing the audience at this late in the evening. I am too tired and I have work tomorrow. You will listen to my jokes." And they all just like, everyone was just like howling. And it went down so well, just like telling the audience off.
I had to tell them to shut up,
for
basically.
misbehaving, and it was just, there was a few things like that. It was just, the chaos of it made it really funny. But I found that there's this really fine line. Like I feel like starting off chaotic can really mess up your flow and how the audience sees you.
Well, it can make it really difficult for the next person. I'm always really worried about going on after someone when they've died. And then you need to go on after them, because it's happened before, and then it's like that where you're like, "Oh fuck," and it can kill it for you as well, because then you're in a bad headspace. And I don't know if I was saying this in the last podcast. I might have said it, but Chris was telling me that in Steve Martin's book
about the fish and the shoe.
Yeah, about the fish and the shoe.
Getting yourself in the funny mindset.
Yeah.
It's like I've found that there's just some people you follow and you're just like, I hate that.
It can be equally as bad if they smash it.
Yeah, like.
And then you have to go on and you're like, fuck.
But at least I feel like in that case the audience is already ready
in
to
laughing
laugh.
mode, yeah.
So you sort of, you have to be. I think if you're following someone who's smashing it, you have to like ruin the expectation. Like they will have high expectations for you, but you have to be actively bad for like the humor to die off totally. I feel. But sometimes you're like starting, like if you start from a bad place, you're having to start from bedrock and work your way up, and you're sometimes like 4 minutes into your set before you can really get a good laugh.
I hate that. Well, I think I went down all right at James's night, but I think it was a difficult spot I was in.
Yeah,
where
people
they
didn't
weren't
really know.
ready. They weren't
Yeah.
ready for comedy yet. Really, they weren't. They didn't really quite know. Are we allowed to laugh? Like you're like
Yeah.
you're at a comedy event. Because I mean, I'm not going to give my punchline away, but my joke, cameras, my main joke that I do about my eyebrows,
Yes.
they didn't laugh at it, and that gets
Your universally funny joke.
my universally funny joke.
It's because it's just folk aren't quite ready. They
Yeah.
don't really know.
And I was like, what the and you actually get like, what the fuck? This is funny.
It's like, how dare you?
How
do
dare you
think
not
are?
laugh at my joke that I sat and wrote over the course of 8 weeks?
I put time and thought and energy into this.
Yeah. So to tell you that I've joined Obi's course.
Oh, no, you
So I was
didn't.
going to go back and do Ultra again,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
But I've
you'd
decided against it.
said. Okay, yeah.
Mainly because I've been there and done it. And I love Viv. I would love to have went on to Viv's course, but she was fully booked and I couldn't do it. And Viv's happy for me to come back and do Ultra again, but I think that due to maybe some problems last year, they've changed the format a little bit.
Right, what's the new format?
So you need to try and sell tickets earlier and if you don't sell tickets by a certain point, then it's earlier than last. Like before, like if you hadn't sold tickets by like week 7.
But that's just such a cheek because we sold 400 tickets in the end up for those shows, which is supposed to be enough to let other shows go ahead without having sold as many tickets and stuff.
No, I don't know. But anyway, so I was like, I don't really want to have to try and do any of that. And I was happy to, like, I was going to raise money for charity and stuff like that and whatever. But also, they've got like a Facebook group, kind of like the way we did. We had a Facebook, I keep hitting that. They had a Facebook group as well. And they're all again dead new.
Yeah.
So I feel as if I'd be giving back. Or again, I would feel that, I'm actually gigging already. Why the fuck are you here then? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a fresh comedy course.
Yeah, it's a fresh comedy course. So I've joined Obi's course instead. Really excited about it. I think it'll be good as well, just to get somebody different.
Yeah, different perspective.
Different perspective, different style of like teaching, and also as well, like I feel like I need that, like, accountability, somewhere to go. And actually, that's when I go to write, because I really struggle to write just sitting in the house, like thinking up topics, or whatever. It's a bit like people don't need a personal trainer. They need someone to give them a reason to go to the gym and talk them through what to do. They don't really need a personal trainer. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. But having a personal trainer works because you're booking in with that person, you're paying that money, and you're going.
Yeah, you're
and then
committed.
You're committing it. Exactly. So it's the same.
Off.
It's the same with Obi's course as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So he was telling me to spread the word. So Obi has some comedy courses, and they start on the 1st of June, I think. The 6th of June.
That's
6th of June.
That's a while away then.
It's a couple of months.
Yeah, a month for those listening.
No, it's quite nice though, because then like it's not like next week or something.
Yeah, you're not too right in.
So it's a 6. Is it 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks on a Sunday. From 3 till 6. 1 till 3. 1 till 3. 1 till 3 it is. Sorry, Obi, I'm doing great at this.
Totally.
1 till 3 it is. And I think it was £85.
That's not bad.
It's less than £20 a session, basically.
Yeah. I just, for me, unless I'd maybe go to like a master class. Like I don't know, like I couldn't think
like
of
a one-off thing.
Yeah, like something that was like, say Greg Davies is a comedian I absolutely love, and I would love to just see him really.
Yeah.
If it was something like that, I would pay to do that. But I'm kind of in the mind of just starting from fresh and just do it, like just learning on the fly and learning on the job. And taking advice from people and asking for folks' feedback if they're happy to give it, and just learn through failure. And
yeah, I mean but I'm not doing it for.
I mean, you will still have that as well. It's
Yeah, I just want to be able to write another set. Like I
yeah,
and
I
I
don't
want.
have that issue the same.
You're like, I don't have that issue.
I don't have, yeah,
okay,
that was
like,
that.
sorry.
I paused during that because I was like, this is going to make me sound like a smarmy dick.
No, but I mean, you know, like me and you both know, right, that I am funny and I'm quick
Yeah.
and whatever. But this is what Chris said to me the other day, and it makes sense. I don't know if you'll get what I mean, but he says you don't struggle with punchlines, you struggle with setups. So
Yeah.
you can say something, I can quip something back to you as quick as you like,
Yeah.
because you've set it up for me already. I've just put the punchline in. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll say something funny and I'll give a quip.
Give a badoom.
I have
like
doing
a-
back. So you've done the setup and I've said the punchline. So and that's the type of comedy that I love, but I really struggle to sit and really write a set. Like, you know what I mean?
See, I kind of come up more with like funny concepts and then I find the punchlines. So
Yeah.
it's like that's the difference, I guess. Is it's like
Yeah, it's different styles,
you
isn't
can
it?
just
Like,
I'll just write about stuff that I think's funny, and I think a lot of the stuff my sets when I start them could go into like a book. Like if you were reading someone's life story or whatever, and this is how they were talking, you would read it and be like, oh, that's a funny book, and you enjoy it and you titter away in your head or whatever. But it doesn't work to just go up on stage and do that because
Yeah.
it's not badoom-tsh
Yeah.
enough. And so then you go in and you add all of the full-on
the
punchlines.
the punchlines and everything. Yeah, no, it's just different styles.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Cause I mean, even
has
like
their
like
versions.
Vary, she's very like just
Very
chatty.
canard.
Yeah,
Just for the she's good. Go see her.
it's not Mary, it's Vary, but it's spelled Mary.
Mahari.
Mahari, and then
Like Neve is spelled Neem.
I always want to call somebody. So you see the word Neve, it looks like nympho. I've got a client that comes in and her name's Sorsha. Sorsha.
Yeah, heard of a Sorsha.
And I never know how to say her name. And I love her. She knows this. I tell her every time I go, how do you say your name again?
Hope
She
it's not
laughs.
the Sorsha I'm thinking of.
She's Irish.
I can't remember. I don't know her well enough. I just know bad things about this.
Oh no, this girl's lovely. We couldn't say a bad word about this girl. I just don't know how to say her name. But and every time I go, like when I'm booking her, I'm like, how do you spell your name again? She's like S-A. I'm like, oh, right, okay.
Just call her like washing machine woman. Just sounds like Sorsha.
I'm going to tell her that. But I mean, it's still very early days for all of us, isn't it? But what I'll say is, like, I mean, I love the fact that I'm now starting to get booked for
Proper gigs.
proper gigs, and it's not. I mean, the open spot nights are the bread and butter, right? They're great, and they're
Great practice spots. Great to find out if you're funny.
You need to do those, and we love them. And like, you know, you've got your folk like John and Jimmy and all that are like paving the way for it all. But at the same time, it's nice to do something that's a wee bit more like I don't even know the word for it. Like,
well, it's like, you know, there's a certain caliber, and you're not gonna. It sounds so shit because it's like, oh, you're not gonna get put on with somebody's shit, and that's not really. Even the folk who are maybe not funny boned, who go on and do it. There is people that we started with that I've seen major improvement from, just in the time. Even like if they weren't from the ultra course or anything, just outside of that as well. Folk that when I started doing open mics with were not fresh, they were stinky cheese in the room. Whereas now they're like funny enough, you know.
funny enough.
That
is the most backhanded compliment.
You will not.
I mean, you're funny enough.
You're funny enough. Funny enough to get by. Do you know what I mean though? Like, you'll make. What I found actually from the Tenants gig is see the jokes that are really my funny enough jokes that are like the ones that the audience will laugh at because they're stupid, because I say it in a silly way, or I say it really fast, so it's about the delivery rather than the joke itself. The comics will just be like, at Tenants, the two audience members laugh their heads off. The comics are just like, yeah, tell a joke. I mean, they didn't say anything, and they're not really slagging you, but they laugh. You get a good response out of the stuff that's really genuinely funny.
Yeah, that's
witty, clever.
And that's where as well the audience can tell truth as well. Like if there's something that's a lie, like if I tend to be like, oh, last night I went to this place and it wasn't true.
Yeah.
They know, they can tell.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel authentic, like if you're telling somebody else's story, like people.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, I have your eye. Exactly. But no, exactly as you say, people have made such an improvement, and that's the open mic nights that have. Because I mean, like my confidence, like even just on stage, as in like I don't get nervous at all now on stage.
Nah.
I think if something would to happen, like if somebody had to badly heckle me, it would definitely throw me.
Yeah.
Still, everyone's been really nice so far. I've not had any, and you know, I think it's just that. I mean, I have to just play on this a little bit, but I look young. I'm small. I'm inoffensive.
Leave me alone. I'm widow.
But you're the thing. You've got that cheeriness when you go on as well. But I mean, it's like you're inoffensive. You're not a threat. You're not. You're not. You know. Therefore, it's very unlikely that we're going to get heckled unless we say something that really pisses somebody off.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if somebody heckled, I think the audience would be like, "What are you doing?"
I would hope that they would. It's a bit like, I mean, look at even like Colette is like an amazing comic, and like she's so funny, and like she's so likable and everything. If anyone had to heckle Colette, everyone would turn on her.
Like, fuck off.
It turned on them.
Yeah,
do you know
like,
what I mean?
Like just like fuck off. What are you?
Yeah,
Like leave.
Or like even like Gita as well. Like Gita's so likable. So I mean, I don't know why these.
They're all women.
Aye, they're like I think there's more chances of a guy getting heckled.
And it's well, the thing is, I think you're more likely to get heckled by a guy as
Probably.
well. I mean,
Although,
or just like old drunk women.
I knew that's exactly what I was going to say. Those are like there was. Do you not see the thing where there was a video that this woman had been heckling during this show, and the comedian decided to really go in on her and was like quite horrible to her, and then she got up and she punched him in the face.
Oh my god!
She tried to punch him in the face, and he the fucking move he made to miss her. It was like the best fucking like
Jackie Chan.
Literally like, and everyone was talking about how God the way he missed that punch was fucking fat. He should be doing boxing, never mind comedy. And it's the same, and everyone's kind of a lot of people are sticking up for her. But it's actually like, see, when you've been in comedy for even you, like you're like, I can bet your boots she's been an arse the whole night.
Oh, so you don't like you don't attack someone violently regardless of what they say or do.
Well, exactly that. But comics as well don't just start going in on someone for no reason.
No, and if they do, they will not last very long. I don't think. Like,
I mean, they would maybe like say something like, "Oh, you're sitting there, you know, with your legs crossed or whatever," but. They wouldn't. I mean, this guy was being really horrible at us women, like really calling it. I think he called her an ugly bitch or something like that. And that's harsh. But something's happened to make him do that. He's not going to just turn around and say that for no reason. So how do you think? Like, do you think that like? So for me, I feel as if comedy has helped my mental health a wee bit in the sense of having something to like work towards and a bit of a hobby and like all that kind of stuff, and to see myself progress, but also at the same time it's difficult. Like the rejection is hard at times, and I don't mean no one's actually rejected me.
It's just that that didn't get as much a laugh as it should have. Like as I thought.
Or even like if you've applied for things and you're maybe not hearing back, and then you see other people getting something that you maybe wanted, and you're like, oh, how did I not get that? And you really need a thick skin.
Yeah, it's. I've found that the thing I've almost found like impressive about myself is like my unshakability. Like where if I'm actually thrown off by something, you can hear it in my performance because I know my performance, but the fact that I'm still able to like continue, like Vari said to me, so you think you're funny, and it was difficult. It was a difficult room by the fact that you were up on stage, like this is proper theatre stage, it's an on and more, so you're already about 6 feet above anybody's head, and then it was pitch black, you couldn't see anything, so you couldn't like do your usual you there, ha ha ha, you know, like kind of the thing about comedy is it's very actually personable. Even with people who do stand up on these massive stages, you see them gesture to people in the audience and stuff, and you come in and out of that. You didn't really have the opportunity to do that, and Vari said to me that she was like, oh, that was the most confident I've ever seen you, and I was like, are you mad? Like I listened back to it and I'm going like, so you know really, and one of my like key words is I'll say honestly, I'll be like, honestly, like, it's, and honestly this, and like, honestly, you don't believe it, but,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like a,
See,
join
I
me,
noticed that,
join me
like, because
thing.
Varys said the same thing to me, that she thought that you did really, like, that you really put your all into it, right? Like, as in, like, you came out, like, ready for it, and, like, and I was like, I kind of felt similar to what you were saying.
Yeah.
I could hear, like, the, not maybe nerves, but I could hear, yeah, you weren't, I've heard you do better, and I've done better as well. Like, I wasn't overly bowled away by how well I done, although my long arm stuff got, like, fucking the biggest laugh of the day, like, but that was the only one that did, probably, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really overly a joke, it was an observation.
Yeah, and then people look at you and they...
yeah, and whatever I was wearing that day made my arms look really fucking long, so that fucking helped. Chris was like, your arms looked exceptionally long today. I was like, I've been rolling them with a rolling pin before I come out.
It's like, make sure I'm extra funny, put you in the stretcher, like...
But yeah, so I mean, we both done So You Think You're Funny. That's something that we've done recently, and you know, again, it's a milestone to say that we've done it, and you know, we've done it now, and we'll hear
Can I do it again?
Can I do it again? So that's that. But it was a good experience to do. But it's, again, it was you say it was a tough room, and that can irk you enough to put you off your set, like, and irk you enough to the point where you don't do as well as what you've done on other nights, and then it gets frustrating because you're like, I done the same set last night or whatever, and it got such a big laugh, and like, you know, how did it not go down the same the night? And then you get so many differences of opinions from comics as well, where so like Chris will say there's definitely times when the audience is to blame, like it's just a shit audience, like that was, he said that was just a shit audience that day, because I mean, Jay said,
a lot,
like Jay was struggling as well, and Jay said, hold on a minute here, there's 80 people in this room, and earlier today there was 20 people and they were laughing louder than you guys are. What the fuck's going on? And that can, I believe that can happen, because there's other comics who'll be like, no, your job as a comedian is to make people laugh, and if the audience aren't laughing, that's your fault. And it's like, I don't know if I believe that.
I don't believe that, because it's like, everything is super subjective. That's why I genuinely don't believe in a universally funny joke. Like,
excuse me.
I know, not even your eyebrows, Jackie. Like, I genuinely don't believe that they're just universally funny jokes, because people are so unique and individual, and
I think when people talk about a universal funny joke, they don't mean that it's going to make every single person laugh. What they mean is the joke should go down in the majority of places.
Yeah, and
so
that's
you
the
could
reality.
do it in front of kids, you could do it in front of adults, you can do it in front of religious people.
Yeah.
You know, you could do it in an Orange Hall, you could do it in a Celtic pub. You know what I mean? You could do it anywhere, and
it's friendly for the audience.
Friendly for everybody.
But on the day, on the level of intelligence in the room, or the ages, or just the general atmosphere, who you come on after. Like, if somebody's came on and you're in a Celtic pub, for example, and they've just went and called them all some horrendous name, or made a joke that is very pro Rangers or whatever, and the room is absolutely cold, dead and raging, and you have to go up and you tell your universally funny joke, they're gonna be a bit like, no, I'm not really feeling like laughing like about Ira's. And that's the thing, like, I think as well, like,
my belly is making so many noises.
So much noise.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. But like your comedy.
This is IBS for you. You've heard of
but you've got you know, if you've just went through something really horrendous and dark, right?
I'm laughing
at your guts.
I'm just so worried you're going to be listening to it back and all you'll hear is
I think we'll
it sounds like a fucking whale.
What was I saying?
I'm
Jackie?
sorry.
God. No, like,
so if you go on after someone who's like killed the room, basically, and you.
No. So what I was going to say is, like, if you are, see if you've just had something really emotional happen, right? Something really dark, like losing somebody, and you're just like in a place where it's really difficult for you to laugh. Somebody makes a joke about something silly, light-hearted, you're not going to laugh at that, because you're just like, nah, right? But if someone makes a really dark joke that's like twisted in a way that really twangs off something that would not be universally loved by everyone, that might be the joke that gets you that day, and then that makes you laugh your head off. So the universal joke it just can't exist because people are changeable, and
Yeah.
whatever's happening at the moment is going to matter like that.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
that's-
about if it hits most of the time, really.
And that can be difficult to get your head round, can't it? So it's definitely a learning process. So it is like it's one though that like I'm not ready to give up on it all yet. Like
I would hope not.
no,
You kind of just started.
I know that is true, but it could easily
Knock you.
knock you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just like it.
Yeah, me too. Me
It's
too.
fun.
So what have you got coming up?
Not a huge amount. This month has been a little bit slow. I've got most exciting thing actually. Oh yeah, because there's no real point me telling you about what I've got coming up the rest of the month because the month's going to have passed. So I will have done the other day the Rumbongo battle, which is going to be interesting. I just want to try different formats. I like different formats.
Is that on the 28th?
Yes.
I was supposed to do that, but I can't do it anymore.
Alright. I've got the keg on Monday. But then what's coming up will be Nige Fest. That's the 8th of May.
Of May, yeah.
Yeah, which is exciting because that's like an actual festival. It's like a proper, like, I mean, it's like a separate stage thing and stuff in it, and like an actual festival. And
Yeah, we're both doing that one. That'll be good.
That'll be very exciting.
I've got a few different. I've got a gig in Dunfermline. I've got a gig at the Glad Cafe.
Oh yeah,
I think it
I'll
is. Cross my laughs. And then I've got a gig in Falkirk as well. I don't
she
know.
gets a bit.
I do. I do get a bit.
You must have good miles to gallon in your car.
Oh, fuck, don't even. Actually, I said to Vary the other day, I was like, Vary, I don't mind running you home, but my petrol is literally burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you're ever going to run home, I'll give you petrol money. I was like, thanks.
Just even a couple of quid, like.
I know, but that is you don't realise. Like, that's what, in fact, Lindsay started taking a big thing like that about her because she was buying drinks every time she was at.
Yeah.
Like, and it was costing her so much money. As much as we like her little fresh on lemonades, but
you have
sometimes
one
it
a
can
night.
but still
It's like $3.70.
$3.70 every time you go out. It's like
It's for fucking orange juice.
I know.
The bottle of orange juice wasn't $3.70.
I know. Mad. But that's good. We've got some good stuff coming up. I feel as if this has been a wee bit more of a like serious podcast this time.
Yeah, I guess we've just been talking about more. Like, sorry for not a lot of the ha-has.
Come and see our show and you can laugh at us then.
Yeah, I swear. I mean, it's just interesting, isn't it? I mean, this is the reason we're doing it. It's
Yeah.
I mean, if we wanted, we'll talk about some more stupid stuff next time. If people would like us to talk about more stupid stuff, but
Yeah.
I
think
guess it's us giving insight into what we've learned in
Definitely.
the past 6 months.
So your next gig is Monday at the Keg.
Yeah, but they're not going to see this.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So my next gig is Nige Fest. That's the one you want to come
Yeah,
to.
because you're going
Yeah.
to put this live. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so the next gig we're both at is Nige Fest.
Yes.
Nige Fest is in Ayrshire.
Yes, but Ayrshire's a very big place.
Whereabouts is it? Do you know? Some farm?
It is a farm. If you look up Nige Fest, NIGEFEST, you will find it. There's loads of really great bands. And
There's stalls and stuff as
Stalls,
well. There'll be like food things at it.
it'll be a really nice family day out. There was something though where somebody was on at a gig and that we were both on, but you'd left by this point, and it was very, very graphic sexual stuff. And it was at this point that I noticed a mum and her little boy walk past and leave the pub.
Oh, God.
And I was just like,
Where was this?
I can't say because it'll like give it
Or
away.
you can
but
tell me after then.
yeah.
But we will have the secret chat.
Yes, the chat
post-
that you're not privy to. Vault chat.
Sorry. You can pay for our subscription though, where you get part of our
It's called Girl
£20 a
Talk.
month
£20 a month, OnlyFans.
for the outtakes. Where we name and shame everybody we don't
And
like.
just destroy our career for a
Yeah.
few pound a month.
So yes, our next gig is at Nige Fest, so hopefully you can come along and see
We'll
us
see you
there.
there.
And hopefully the next podcast will be out on the 1st of June after this one, so we'll get another date in to do
Aye.
another, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening.
We've been out on a limb.
Catch us after.
It's out on a limb.